Hello, my friends. I'm Rick, and this is your seat at the table, and we are looking at a game not traveled in cycle 13. So we've already, if I haven't posted the video, I already did one on Fred Dodge. This is Cara Carmichel. This would actually be my 007, who I had infiltrate the Pirate Havens bar to get a closer idea of what's going on down there. And on her last cycle, she spotted the warship, the small warship where the pirates are still in port, and that she may or may not have seen may or may not have seen the captain of the ship. She did see some of the crew. She heard them talking about other havens, which means that she would have to try to do an interrogation of some sort from somebody to or a seduction to get information on them. We don't really care about that at the moment. Any other colonies colonies that we know about? They said no. Any strangers, i.e. the terrorists? No. So just so far as the pirate crews and their lackeys that have been staying at the haven, and she couldn't determine whether or not the crew knew about the colony yet. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead. And another modifier is I went through the modifiers for her. And Fred Dodge has a plus 15, and Cara gets a plus 5. And the reason for that is the significant difference is Kara's actually in a pirate haven. She gains a negative 10 for everything she does because she's undercover and she's at risk, and she's not in friendly territory, and she's not supported by the house in any manner. So she's basically on her own out here. I mean, the house will come looking for her. She disappears, but so we get a plus 5 to our modifier, and we'll see is the warship still present, and 23, 28, 28 is a soft baby. And that is a negative 2. I'm going to put that down as, potentially the ship's getting ready to take off. Prepping to leave. 70 minus 3 plus 3, so 73. So, yes. So the pirate warship is getting ready to take off and go do whatever it's going to do, which is kind of what they do. They come in, they rest the crew, they do minor repairs, whatever they need to do, unload loot, unload whatever, and then get ready, reload a bunch of supplies or whatever supplies they can get, and then they go back out freebooting again, because that's kind of what they do. And so, if in theory, if I wanted to really take some chances, I could see if Cara could infiltrate herself aboard the damn ship and go with them, but the odds of them not recognizing or it's a small ship. The crew's not more than 15 or 20 people, so she doesn't belong in there, and that would be a massive negative. She could pull it off, maybe. But then, it's a great risk every cycle she's involved in that kind of group, so that kind of scenario. So I'm just kind of not going to do that. Let's see. Is any other ships arrive? All right. So 67 plus 3 and 67. Jeez. Hard yes. 67 plus the 15. Is it pirate warship? 77. So we have a second one. So one pirate warship's getting ready to leave, and another one showed up. And it's most likely going to be a Tech 1 hull. It's going to be a gunboat because, I see it's 64 minus the 50 is 14 or 24. So it's still going to be. I'd have to double check on that, but I think it's still going to be a Tech 1 hull. Let's see. Does Cara make any, quote, friends? So, 26, 36, 41. Hard maybe. So she's starting to ingrain herself with the locals and these pirates, and which is actually potentially developing some contracts and some contacts and some other issues. It's just like the stuff that's being brought in from these pirates. They're not likely selling it to themselves, although they might sell it between themselves and other pirates. There might be smugglers, there might be merchants, or somebody who calls. That's one of the reasons I ask, is there other ships? Because if merchant ships are coming to purchase stuff the pirates are stealing, ideally I might want to send somebody from my commerce and labor ministry over here to set up a frickin' office and to as a dibs on what comes in kind of stuff, because if I give the house the first nod at whatever you're hauling, that might be beneficial to me, the house. It's one of those things where you have to look at it and go, really. Let's see. So, trying to think of something else. Do they unload cargo that is not manufactured or mineral resources? Data. 22. No. Right? Okay. Oh, see, it's a kind of a short one. I knew that when I come up with it. So the gist of some of the stuff is just kind of grunt work or grind work. It takes a minute until you get a hit, and Cara's getting valuable experience, and her rankings increasing, and each time we do an operation like this. And the fact that she's in such a kind of a central location, there's the possibility of her making contacts of her own, which is why I asked the question: is she making any headway in making friends or associates, people that would be considered contacts? Another thing is, are they making sure that, what is that? Checking on the cargo thing. So she's in the bar doesn't mean she can't hear that they're unloading crap, or she might see it. It's not like it's a very big place. The ship probably tower over all the slap dashes and prefabs that were brought in, so they stand out. You can be watching them bring stuff in and out of the cargo bay without drawing too much attention to yourself. Obviously, she's staying at the bar. It's implied that she must have found a place to squat in one of the rooms somewhere. I mean, it's something I can go down that rabbit hole and ask if she's managed to find accommodations. She has a budget that's sizable enough to more than she could buy the whole damn haven, really, if she really wanted to get down that kind of rabbit hole. But that's not the kind of black budget I like to encourage in my agents. The repetitiveness sometimes, it seems like, well, every cycle would just repeating the same thing, and there's something to be said about that. Yeah, we do a little bit of repeating, but that's how we gain ground, because these stories are sometimes they're slow to develop, and sometimes fantastic crap comes out right away. Right? It's like, I know I got a lone terrorist running around. I haven't pinned down where this individual is. I can't. That way, I can't. So I can't apprehend them until they do. And meanwhile, so until that happens, every cycle that occurs, there's a chance for event rolls or secondary event rolls that are triggered by ship traffic and other things that could, I don't know, cause that me to go and say, well, somebody just took a shot at one of my people, or somebody tried to blow up something, or somebody tried to steal something, and I have to ask, was it that agent? Was it this terrorist? What does this terrorist want? What are they, trying to achieve? Until we can get more information on that individual, that's kind of hard for me to fill in the blanks on that character. So that takes a lot of grunt work, investigation work. Sometimes it's just that. And, the more clever you are, the more straightforward you are, the more detailed you want your questions, the more information you get. I could sit down here and play 21 questions literally, and at some point you kind of get to a formula. This is one of the formulas I'm going to do. I do this, and this. And there's nothing wrong with that, but always leave yourself the option or the opportunity to expand and add other stuff and new things, right? It's just something to consider. Anyway, that's that. This is it. And, till the next one. Going on, my friends, this is Rick, and hey, if you like the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your buddies, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell anybody else that's in the gaming industry or gaming fandom that says, hey, this is a channel worth checking out, right? Till next time, I hope you guys have yourself